But give me a practical example of that. Questions that you've gotten, like, and maybe not pertaining to the adult stuff or whatever, because they might not be, but just
I mean, this is just in general. I mean, okay, so a lot of times women that are very attractive have these issues. So say if you meet a guy, he's already been kind of broken from his previous relationships, but you're genuine, you're sweet, you're nice to him, you're open. And all of a sudden you started getting, what are you doing? Where are you at? I'm like, hey, I'm at work. I can't really talk to you right now, but I'll talk to you a little bit later. Then the constant calling. That's how it starts, the constant calling. I don't, it's okay if you're checking up on me.
Right,
I totally understand that.
Worried.
No problem.
Yeah.
But sweetie, I told you I'm at work. Right. I don't need you checking up on me every 30 to 40 minutes.
Right.
And then when I get home, I have to ask you a question. Do you love me? Huh? What are you talking about? I'm right here with you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't have came home. I wouldn't have literally came home.
Right.
And then, it's like, oh, okay, well, I just want to make sure. And then it's every other day the same scenario.
Do you love me?
The same question.
Yeah. And how many times have you come home to that before you were like, enough? The same, do you love me? Wow. 10, 20.
We were together for like 14 months.
How many times did you hear that?
I think I probably heard that out of 12.
12 times. Yeah.
12 months.
12 consistent months of this. How often? Every day?
Every other day.
Every other day.
Wow.
Huh. Well, he had the courtesy to give her a break.
We gave you
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then
it would just pop up, and I'm just like, this is your energy draining. And then when I would be like, you know what, I'm over this, then he wants to start breaking down, crying.
Oh no.
Well, you know what's interesting? It's I'm a master of seeing the practicality of what actions mean. So, in other words, you're going to work, you're coming home, and you're going to work, and you can't speak to him because you're at work, which is reasonable for any work, right? So, but here's what the logic is. The logic is, I can't speak to you every second that I need to speak to you. Therefore, how could you love me? That, in essence, that's what the logical terms of what he's saying. Every time you don't pick up the phone, every time you can't speak to me, what you're basically, he's saying, you must not love me. And
that would come at the end. Oh, so you really don't love me? You're all just talk. And then all of a sudden the stuff would come talking about, well, I'm not one of your fans. And I said, okay, now I really have a problem here.
Well, it's
because if this person's trying to compare himself to one of my fans, I'm thinking,
maybe
well, for one, you should be my biggest fan. That's rule number one.
Yeah.
But for you to try to compare yourself to someone else who doesn't even get the privilege to be with me 24/7, how dare you?
Right. Well,
you should be freaking honored.
Now you have the same situation that you
laughing because it sounds like.
Well, this is I was just going to say that women do the same thing. It becomes.
I'm talking to a girl that's like that. Exactly.
It's the same. Women do the same thing where they'll go, oh, you had can we hang out this weekend? No, I got to work. I love you. But when you point that out, so what are you saying? You're saying because I have to go to work that I don't love you? Is that and sometimes that helps when you point out what the logic is.
I was trying to. I mean,
did you ever say that? Did you ever?
Some people don't want to listen, and they'll only see things the way how they want to see them. Right. So regardless of you showing action, you. Right underneath them every day, they'll still have that question in their head.
But you understand, there's a difference because if they don't really understand what it is you're saying, when you how should I put it? When you verbally kind of say what the logical leap is.